Okay, well, thank you and welcome to the January 11th Mesa City Council meeting. Happy New Year, when we look forward to a great 2021 council and a great 2021 year, making progress on the challenges that we're facing as a community. All of our council are present for this meeting. At this council meeting, as was indicated in the introduction, we are taking comments both over the telephone and online. You can find multiple ways to participate on the first page of our city council agenda. Additionally, if you want to speak, please submit a blue card at least 1 hour before the meeting. Again, you can find that information on the first page of the agenda and at mesaaz.gov/blue card. We will begin our meeting this evening with an invocation offered by Umbrim Kazmi with the Islamic Education Foundation of Arizona. We're beginning our meeting late today, so I'm not sure if she's still on the line or not. And if not, I apologize to her for running late. Following the invocation, we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. Is Umbreen still on the line? I don't think so. Well, we'll reschedule her for another time. That being the case, we'll begin the meeting with a moment of silence. I think that's certainly appropriate given the challenges and the opportunity for many things to reflect on at this today and in our country and in our community. So we'll begin with a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. So please stand for the moment of silence followed by the pledge. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. The first item on our agenda today is awards and recognitions. Tonight we have two items on that agenda. First is to proclaim January of this year, 2021, as Step Up, Stand Up, and Save a Life Month in Mesa. This is a student-run program in our city that's designed to empower students to help their peers to report concerning behavior that they see online and in person. In a time when our students are feeling the social and emotional impacts of virtual school, it's important to support our students to both ask for help and to recognize those in need of help. Here today to accept the proclamation and to talk about Mesa Public Schools' involvement in preventing teenage suicide is Community Partnership Coordinator Michelle Grimaldi. Michelle, thank you for all that you do in our community, and I apologize for making you wait so long. But thank you so much, and we're looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this very, very important topic.
No worries. Thank you for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Well, I'm Michelle Grimaldi. I'm the Community Partnerships Coordinator for Mesa Public Schools. And just as you said, the mission of Stand Up, Speak Up is to encourage students to be aware of behavioral health, warning signs, and to speak up to a trusted adult. It's designed to save them, and it's also designed to save the lives of others. In any type of prevention, it's a lot like the game of Red Rover, Red Rover. If you haven't played that old school game, it's where you have a line of teammates that hold tight. And the City of Mesa Suicide Prevention Work Group is a lot like that game. We join hands to fight suicide and suicide behaviors. So this group is made up of representatives of Mesa Public Schools, the City of Mesa, police, the chamber, the county, the state, the Center for Aging, ASU, and many behavioral health partners. And this group continues to work together to reduce suicide and the stigma related to seeking help. Avocation from the City of Mesa work group includes the Mitch Warnock suicide prevention training by thousands of employees in Mesa Public Schools. All students in Mesa have that Teen Lifeline helpline number on their ID, and that is designed so that they can get help quickly or provide help for other peers. We have care teams in Mesa that are also deployed at each school to assist students that may be showing warning signs or coming forward with thoughts of suicide. The Mesa Center for Performing Arts is also assisting our work group this year with the creation of public service announcements and raising awareness of suicide risk factors, warning signs, encouragement of safety at home, and helping individuals connect with local and national resources. And the City of Mesa librarians have also been trained in suicide mental health, and there are free virtual trainings offered to the public. The City of Mesa has also hired 2 social workers that will assist the high needs individuals on the crisis response team. And to further assist with early identification, Mesa Public Schools, in partnership with Valle de Sol, Community Bridges, Southwest Behavioral, A New Leaf, Kairos, and Impact have partnered to formally be assigned to a school site, and that is to assist those students that are above and beyond what a school counselor can help a family with, and it's a unique collaboration. I'm really proud of our City of Mesa work group and all of my partners that help along with suicide prevention in the Valley. So I appreciate Mayor for the time to just kind of report out on some things that have been happening. I appreciate it.
Well, Michelle, thank you for all that you and those of you work with in our public schools are doing. We've all heard how challenging, the mental health situation for our students and for families is as a result of the pandemic. So I know this problem is going from bad to worse. So thank you for being here tonight to remind us of the importance of addressing this and being mindful and supporting our students. So.
Well, together we can do more, right? That old saying, together we hold hands and we come together. I know that we can save more lives than if we do it by ourselves. So I appreciate your time.
You bet. Thank you so much, Michelle. Next item on the agenda is kind of a personal privilege for me to take just a moment to share some goals that I'm going to suggest that we as a community work on this next year. As has been noted, on Thursday evening of last week, we held kind of a different event. Council members Freeman and Heredia and Spilsbury and I were sworn in for new terms. It was done either virtually or in small family gatherings. And so as a result of that, if you don't mind, I'd like to take just a moment tonight to congratulate everyone who's on this council, particularly welcome Ms. Spilsbury and my colleagues that have just been sworn in again. When I was sworn into this job 6 years ago, I gave a speech called "Change is Good." And I still think that's the case. It's great at the beginning of, to kind of fresh restart, to renew our enthusiasm, to readdress our goals. And so I'm looking forward. I mean, I'm proud of what this council and what the city has done, but I'm excited to look forward and to make progress going forward. And to that end, I think it's first important that we acknowledge the elephant in the room when talking about goals, which is that we are still in the midst of a global pandemic. It is worse now than it ever has been, in fact. The pandemic continues to deserve our continued effective emergency response. It's important that I don't think we could downplay the ongoing importance or the responsibility that each of us has as local elected officials in this moment, in the middle of this crisis. We continue to face a long road to return to normal. Mesa will continue to rise to the occasion of providing support for our residents, whether it's by helping individuals through rental assistance or helping our small businesses to recover and thrive on the other side of this tremendous challenge. With new leadership and direction at the federal level and continuing economic strain from the pandemic, I think we can possibly expect additional financial support to arrive in the next several weeks or months. Again, I'm very proud of the way that our community and our city government responded to the previous CARES Act funding and the initiation of our Mesa CARES Act program. But when or if more funds are on the way, I want people to know that we're going to do everything we can to get them out the door and into the hands of individuals and businesses as quickly as possible, as we have done over this last year. Delivering Mesa Cares programs in direct response to community needs demonstrated that this city and that this council can serve our residents well, and we will stand ready to receive and deploy any additional amounts of federal aid. Vaccinations is an issue that we're all very concerned about right now, and I want the citizens of Mesa to know that we as a city government are working very hard to try to play a role to assist in that challenge. We stand ready to partner with Maricopa County to make vaccinations available as quickly and efficiently as possible, because getting vaccinated is going to help you, it's going to help your family, and it's going to help our community to be healthy and safe. So again, we'll continue to work closely with the county on that, and I appreciate our fire and medical department being ready to proactively lead the way to distribute vaccinations throughout our city. So our health and safety, I think, has got to continue to be our #1 priority, but I think it's also important that we realize that we need to chew gum and walk at the same time as a city. We can't do exclusively COVID relief. At some point, we're going to come out of this, and we need to be ready and prepared as a community to respond and to heal and to get back on, get our mojo back. And so to that end, I'm anxious for us to continue to work on some of the things that were important to us prior to the pandemic. For example, education continues to be among my highest priorities for our community. We've made progress in increasing educational attainment through Mesa K-Ready and Mesa Counts on College and the Mesa College Promise program. In this next term, I want to work with this council to create something called the Mesa Education Council. This will be a group of education leaders and superintendents and business leaders who will collaborate with each other and with us in the city of Mesa to increase education attainment and job training. No longer can Mesa be known as a tale of two cities. It's critical that we not leave people and neighborhoods behind as we become a more prosperous and better educated community. I've talked about what are the lessons that we need to learn from the COVID experience. And I think digital connectivity is something that each of us has experienced firsthand. Obviously, this meeting right now, it demonstrates the importance of having good, high quality Wi-Fi connections, because that's how we're all participating in this public meeting. I've seen a lot of my own daughters as they struggle with their children and distance learning. And those of us it's really brought to everyone's attention the importance of having high quality technology in our homes. The digital divide is something that has been made very apparent to me as I've seen many families, when the curriculum shifted to online, they were excluded from educating their children. So this has become a more and more obvious and acute problem, I believe, in our city. And so I'm suggesting that this council work with our city staff to adopt a plan for citywide conduit so we can get fiber to every home and every business in our city. Also, I think we all take great pride in our city being a diverse and an inclusive and a compassionate city. We all know that to be true. I want everyone to know that's true about Mesa. I want us to be known as a welcoming city that respects the rights of all residents, businesses, and visitors. So I'm looking forward, with the support of this council, to adopting a non-discrimination ordinance that protects the constitutional and civil rights of all Mesans. And finally, I hope this council will join me in committing to the goal of reducing Mesa's carbon footprint and reaffirming our commitment to recycling. This is not an issue that we can take for granted. We see across the world that the leading organizations, businesses, and governments are making important strides and setting goals on this important topic. I want to lay out a plan and explore what action Mesa can take to become carbon neutral. And we need to make the investment to ensure that we will always have a reliable and sustainable recycling program. So in short, an ongoing effective pandemic response, focusing on education and equality and the environment. These are not luxuries, these are necessities. And if we want our city to thrive, we must commit to finding ways to realize progress on these important topics. And so I look forward to joining with this council in our upcoming strategic planning retreat to talk about these important goals and others, and to work together to make meaningful progress in the next few years as a community. So thank you again. Thank you for the opportunity to take a few minutes to share those thoughts with you. The next item on our agenda, item 1, is selection of a new vice mayor. Let me begin by expressing my personal appreciation to Mr. Freeman, who has served so well the last 2 years as our vice mayor. But as is our custom and as is called for by our city charter, at the beginning of each term, we are to appoint a vice mayor. So I will open the floor for a motion to that effect. Mr. Luna.
Mayor, I'd like to go ahead and move that Jen Duff be our next vice mayor for the city of Mesa.
Thank you, Mr. Luna. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Heredia. It's been moved and seconded that Councilmember Duff be appointed as the vice mayor. Is there any additional discussion on that? All right, thank you. We'll do a roll call vote. Vice Mayor Freeman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Spilsbury.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Heredia.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Duff.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Luna.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. And I vote aye as well, so that motion passes unanimously. Congratulations, Vice Mayor Duff. I'll just say that it's been fun to watch the way that Jen has really just thrown herself completely into this job.
Thank you very much.
She's done a great job, and her constituents have been very well served, and we look forward to working with you as Vice Mayor. Anything you'd like to say, Jen?
Of course. Thank you very much. I am honored to serve as Vice Mayor of this great city and under your leadership and fulfilling your goals as well as the council's agenda. You know, it's been a long time since we've had a woman as a vice mayor. I think Claudia Walters was our last vice mayor in, I think, 2008. So it's been a while. So I'm honored to fulfill the seat. And so thank you, Mayor, for the opportunity to serve and the council for your vote as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, next item on our agenda, Council, is to take action on the consent agenda. We'll invite Mr. Kevin Christopher to read the consent agenda.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. These are the items on the consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk will be considered as a group by the City Council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion unless a council member or citizen requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as a separate item. Item 3, approval of minutes of previous meetings as written. Item 4A, act on liquor license application for Fairway Market, 340 West Brown Road. Item 5A, act on contract to purchase 2 replacement Mohawk TP16 2-post lifts for the Fleet Services Department. Item 5B, act on 3-year term contract with 2 years of renewal options for structural extrication personal protective equipment for the Mesa Fire and Medical Department. This purchase is funded by the Mesa Fire and Medical operating budget and the Public Safety Sales Tax Fund. Item 5C, act to ratify emergency purchase for firefighting suppression agent for the Mesa Fire and Medical Department. Item 5D, act on contracts to purchase Input ACE evidence recovery software for the Mesa Police Department. Item 5E, act on 3-year term contract with 2 years of renewal options for Colt patrol rifles for the Mesa Police Department. Item 5F, act on 3-year term contract with 2 years of renewal options for bus shelter maintenance and repair services for the Transit Services Department. Item 5G, act on dollar limit increase to the term contract for painting services for the Parks, Recreation, and Community Facilities Department. Item 5H, act on 7-month term contract with a 1-year renewal option for the purchase and installation of uninterruptible power supply systems for the Water Resources Department. Item 5I, act on contract to purchase 1 replacement CNG-powered heavy-duty front-loading refuse truck for the Environmental Management and Sustainability Department. Item 5J, act on 1-year renewal with a 1-year renewal option for the term contract for streetlight maintenance, installation removal, and rusted pole replacements for the Transportation Department. Item 5K, act on 1-year renewal with a 1-year renewal option for the term contract for traffic control sign materials and sign imaging for the Transportation Department. Item 5L, act on dollar limit increase to the term contracts for solid waste disposal, recyclable material processing, and vegetative waste processing services as requested by the Environmental Management and Sustainability Department. Item 5M, act on contract for the Food to Energy Program, Phase 1, Flare to Fuel Project, Pre-Construction Services and Construction Manager at Risk. Item 5N, act on contract for 2020 Public Safety Training Facility Burn Building Project, Pre-Construction Services and Construction Manager at Risk. This project is funded by the 2013 Public Safety Bonds and the General Fund. Item 5O, act on contract for the SRP Lehigh Service Line Relocation Project. This project is funded by water and gas bonds. Item 6A, act on resolution approving and authorizing the city manager to accept funding from the U.S. Department of Justice, U.S. Marshal Service for police officer overtime worked in support of the Joint Law Enforcement Operations Task Force. Item 6B, act on a resolution extinguishing a 30-foot retention basin easement located at 3407 East Hermosa Vista Drive. This was requested by the property owner. Item 6C, act on resolution extinguishing a portion of two 20-foot public utilities easements located at 10,415 East Hampton Avenue and a portion of a 10-foot drainage easement located at 10,626 East Hampton Avenue. This is requested by the property owner. And item 7A, act on recommendations from the Audit, Finance, and Enterprise Committee to accept the city's comprehensive annual financial report for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2020. Mayor and council members, these are the items on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Christopher. Ms. Mickelson, has there been any requests for a blue card on any item on the consent agenda?
No requests, Mayor.
Thank you. Council, is there a motion for approval? Thank you, Mr. Freeman, seconded by Mr. Luna. We'll do a roll call vote. Councilmember Freeman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Spilsbury.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Heredia.
Aye.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Duff.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Luna.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Thompson.
Aye.
Thank you. I vote aye as well, so the consent agenda passes unanimously. Next item on our agenda is item 8A. This is the public hearing prior to the release of the petition for annexation case 20-242 involving approximately plus or minus 237 acres of land located north of Pecos Road and east of Ellsworth Road. I declare the public hearing open. Ms. Mickelson, do you have any blue cards to speak on this item?
Mayor, Council, the acreage is actually 337.
I apologize. If I said something, I might have misspoke. So the acreage is approximately 337 acres. Is that correct, Nana?
That's correct. That's correct.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, if I said something different than that, I apologize. So again, this involves the annexation of 337 acres of land located north of Pecos and east of Ellsworth Road. And the public hearing is open. Ms. Mickelson, do we have any requests from the public to speak on this item?
The only request we received, Mayor, was from Paul Gilbert. He's on the phone if there are any questions.
Okay, thank you. So Paul Gilbert is the attorney that represents the applicant. And so council, if we have any questions for the applicant's attorney, we can pose those to him now. Do any council members wish to address this item? Okay, thank you. There is hearing none. I declare the public hearing closed. There's no action for this item at this meeting. This annexation will come back to council at a future council meeting for action. Item 8B on our agenda is the public hearing prior to the release of the petition for annexation case 20-665 for approximately 1 acre of land located north of University Drive and west of Ellsworth Road. I declare the public hearing open. Ms. Mickelson, has there been any requests from the public to speak on this item?
No requests, Mayor.
Thank you. Do any council members wish to address this item? Okay, I therefore declare the public hearing closed. Again, we're not taking any action on this item at this time. This annexation will come back to the council for a future meeting. Next item on our agenda is item 9, items from citizens present. Ms. Mickelson, has anyone requested to speak?
No requests, Mayor.
Thank you. That being the case, that completes the items on our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting? Thank you, Mr. Luna, seconded by Mr. Freeman. We'll do this with a voice vote, so please unmute your microphones. All in favor of adjournment, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Thank you. Any opposed? Thank you. We are adjourned.